Good evening, gang. It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. And in this episode, we're talking about hiding from your pain. I'll give you a little bit of backstory. Many of you know, if you've listened to the show, that I am currently in a program for my nutrition, my health physically. And I'm about a little over 3 weeks into this program. It's been amazing. I'm down 16 pounds in just over a month. And I feel great. I don't feel like I've starved myself. My mind is very clear. And I've entered into what in this program is called Phase 3. I entered into Phase 3 just before Thanksgiving. So a week ago at the time of this recording, today's Thursday. Last Thursday was Thanksgiving. And on Thanksgiving, I had a cheat meal. Now in Phase 3, which I'm in, you can have a cheat meal once a week. So I had it last Thursday and I had another one tonight. And both nights, I let myself just go. Like, I didn't follow the rules. There are some rules to the cheat meals. I did not follow rules because I'm not much of a rule follower. It's so it seems. And in doing so, I just kind of, breakfast and lunch were great today. Totally good. And then somewhere around 3 or 4, I just let myself, I was like, okay, I'm gone. And I did my own thing. And now on this side of some hamburgers, multiple hamburgers, cheesecake, chocolate, French fries, tater tots, some whiskey, like on this side of all of that, I'm like, I don't feel that great. You could call that pain. Like, I don't feel great. There's some pain in that. I'm like, ugh, like I don't feel good. Now in the past, before this program, what would happen is if I gave myself a cheat meal, because I've done different meal plans over the years, working out and different things. If I had a cheat meal and I felt bad, I was like, well, tomorrow I'll sleep it off. I'll feel better tomorrow. And then I would go on with life as normal. But the problem with that is I would repeat this karmic loop over and over again. And I couldn't figure out what was going on with my body. I didn't know how to crack the code of my body. So I would try to follow a meal plan for a while only to fall off the wagon and then get back on the wagon and repeat the cycle, right? And so what I noticed was, as a problem, that I was hiding from the pain, or I was burying my head in the sand, not wanting to look at why I made that choice. Why did I make that choice tonight? Why did I eat not just one hamburger, but 2? Why did I eat cheesecake and chocolate? What was that about for me? And if I don't ask the question, see, if I'm hiding from the pain, and I'm embarrassed by the pain, and I'm shaming myself for the choices I've made, and I don't look at the lesson, then what happens is I doom myself to repeat the lesson, right? That's the karmic loop. I've doomed myself to repeat the lesson because I wasn't in the middle of the pain. I wasn't willing to look at the lesson. Do you see? I wasn't willing to look for what it was teaching me. So here's what I want you to consider. What I want you to consider is that you in your life could actually welcome pain because you know that attached to pain is a lesson. What is attached to pain is your expansion. In fact, you need the pain to get to or access to your expansion. Here's the principle. Here's the mindset for this, right? The mindset for this is that the gift of it all is in the pain. The gift of it is in the pain. In fact, when you're most present to your pain, you are also most present to your possibility. Think of times when you've physically been in pain. You're like, please God, if I can ever get to the other side of this, I promise I'll do this with my life, right? You're like, if this would just be over, right? If you don't kill me now and I could live through this night, like what else? Like this is what I could see for my life. And you get very clear about your possibilities when you're present to your pain. When you're not present to the pain, if you just sleep it off and you go about life as normal tomorrow without accessing the lesson in it, then what happens is you miss the possibility. So the possibility here, gang, in this specific episode, right, is that you could actually welcome pain because you know that with pain comes your greatest opportunity for expansion. And so you wouldn't bury your head in the sand when something is painful. You would actually look intentionally, on purpose, with energy for what is the lesson. All right, so how do we take this principle of being present to the pain means you're even more present to the possibility? Or another way to say the principle is that the gift is in the pain. What do we do with that? What's the action? Okay, here's the action. The action is when you're in the pain, you need to ask the right questions. Ask the right questions. Don't bury your head in the sand. Don't pretend it's not there. Don't shame yourself, right? Don't feel guilty and should all over yourself. What you need to do in that moment, right, is ask questions. Ask the right questions. So let me give you a couple questions for homework. The first question I'm going to give you is, what did this do? What does this do for me? Why did I choose to eat the cheesecake and the hamburgers and the chocolate? Like, what did that do for me? What was that about? Okay, that's what. So whenever you're experiencing that, like, ask the question, what did this do for me? What was this about? And the second question, it's similar, but ask it anyway to see if anything new comes up, is, what is important to me about blank? What's important to me about cheesecake? What's important to me about a cheat meal? What's important to me about whatever your situation is? Those are my situations in this moment tonight. But for you, when you experience the pain, the question you get to ask yourself in that pain in order to access the expansion is, what did this do for me? Why did I make this choice? What's important to me about blank, about the thing I chose to do that has left me in this pain? What was important to me about that? And start to mine for and look for there are things hiding in the background for you that are causing you to make choices in your life all the time. And most of the time, you're just not present to them. You're not conscious about them. And so you make choices that sabotage you all the time, but you don't know why. And you repeat the karmic loop over and over. Why? Because you don't ask these questions of yourself and you don't get to the greater truths. So that's it for tonight, gang. Here's the cool thing about marketing. I think marketing, for me, I've said marketing is a spiritual practice. And I feel like in marketing, part of our job as leaders is to share the things where we fall down, where we have breakdowns, so that others feel free to have breakdowns also, right? That's when you're transparent, the people you lead feel like they can be transparent. When you front and puff and come off as perfect, your people don't feel like they can be imperfect. And so what you get from them is an inauthentic exchange. So one of the best ways for you to practice and lead from this place of vulnerability and accessing the lessons in the pain is for you to share that stuff through your marketing, much like I'm doing in this video tonight. This is an example of exactly what I'm describing in marketing. This is a marketing video. I'm sharing this with those of you who want to lead a conversation in the world. And I am demonstrating for you one way to share your breakdowns in the world in a way that is constructive for others. If you'd like to learn how to do this kind of marketing that actually sets people free by you being vulnerable and transparent while also leading a conversation powerfully, that's what my Groundswell Method Intensive Program is about. It's a 6-week program. It has 6 2-hour trainings with me plus 2 one-on-one coaching calls with me. If you'd like to learn more about that program and or apply for that program, the place to start is at groundswellmethod.com, groundswellmethod.com. There's a free video there, and on the last page of the video is an application button. Click the button, fill out the application, and that comes directly to me for the 6-week program, okay? Would love to have you in that. Thank you for your interest in leading a conversation in the world. I'm here to help. So have a great night. Here's to you embracing the pain so that you can access your expansion. See you tomorrow.